Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Generational Wrestling Podcast. As always, is yours truly, the 28-year-old piece of gold, the franchise, aka the showstopper, better known as the GOW's resident tribal chief. And with me, as always, I got my tag team partner, my brother, my family. He is the flyest in the room, Mr. 1, 2, 3. Pin that ass down, K Breezy, aka EC's resident Isaac Hayes King. Too cold in the building, bro. What's good?
Man, what's good with the people, man? Look, I know we said about an hour, but me and franchise, man, we had a war of words, man, because we was going back and forth over this list because we just had a disagreement about who was going to do what and where and who was putting where. So the king and the tribal chief had to have, we had to have a sit down. We had to get this hashed out before we got
Yes,
on
sir.
live, so we knew exactly what we was coming with because we know we're gonna come with some that's gonna people agree with, and we feel we're gonna definitely come with some that people are not gonna agree with. But that's the reason why
What
we
up,
wanted to
Leo?
do it. What up, Leo, man? So we gonna kick off the Royal
Big
Rumble
Ben.
season with we're gonna rank the Royal Rumbles, and we're gonna start with number 34. Just a note, we're only gonna do 10. Gonna go through this real quick. No, not real quick, but quick enough. And we are not, and let me repeat, we are not counting uh Crown Jewel or whatever battle royals they did. This is strictly Royal Rumble rankings. All the Royal Rumbles that matter. When you win, you get a shot at the championship at WrestleMania. That's what matters. Nothing, all that others don't matter. We don't care about it. We're talking about the ones that are legit. With that being said, my guy, franchise, I need you to do what you do, man. Let's kick this thing off.
All right, man. So the first one, or I guess technically the 34th one in this order that we came up with, Too Cold and Nine, man. We've agreed. Royal Rumble 88, man, sits at number 34. Of course, the winner of this one was Jim Duggan. Honestly, 88 and 89 goes hand in hand. We both said this. The reason we chose these, as well as most people, that these really serve no purpose other than the fact of saying the first ever, right? That's really for historical context. That's really the only purpose this serves. I mean, some of the notable names in this match you had was Bret Hart, Tito Santana, Jim Neidhart, Harley Race, Nikolai Volkov, Ultimate Warrior, JYD. So
Ooh, the Macho Man.
yeah, you had Macho Man, you had Jim Duggan, he had 3 eliminations, Danny Davis, Nikolai, one man gang. So I mean, you had a couple of little moments and spots in this match. But Too Cold, man, what was your reasoning for going with 88 as number 34?
Again, because and I understand. Yes, it was the first one, and we should pay the homage to 88 and put it higher. Okay, I could do that, but I'm not going to do that. So we're going to put it at 34. And and
He said, I know I should, but I won't.
we're not going to do that. And look, there was no stake in winning. I mean, yeah, to be the first ever winner. Sure, I won't argue that, but it wasn't like they did anything with the winner afterwards. It wasn't like it
Yeah,
really mattered. It was just we had this match. We threw a bunch of guys in the ring. They threw each other out of it. This guy won. That was it. That literally was the match. Yes, you can say, uh, Leo say, pay the homage. All right, Leo.
Leo said, put it first, damn it.
Look here, man. You gonna have a war of words with us as we go along with this. Uh, for me, okay, yes, being a kid watching this, it was nostalgic. It was awesome. It was cool to see. But now, older, understanding it more, yeah, man. It respect. It was the first one, but it meant nothing, and neither did 89. That's why they're at really at they're starting off at the bottom. Like they
Yeah,
didn't really mean anything. Yeah, you had the legendary guys in it, but that's what the Royal Rumble. That's what they were creating it to be. It took a couple of years for them to fine tune it a little bit better and to really make it more important and make it more meaningful. But these first 2 years were really rough, and they were really rough. I just going back and watching it, they were really rough. So yeah, man. As far as we are concerned, here at the GOW, man, we have put we pay the homage. We respect that these are the groundwork. And since they are the groundwork, we're gonna put them at the bottom in the dirt so they can grow the seeds of what is to become great of the Royal Rumble. And we're gonna place them at respectively 34 and 33 uh, on our list, just to kind of get that out the way. We jumped around a bit, we definitely jumped around a bit, but yeah, man, that's how we're gonna kick this off.
All right, man. Next up on the list, we got
Whew,
number
number
32,
32.
we got the 2011 Men's Royal Rumble, in which that boy Alberto Del Rio ended up picking up the victory, man. Like I said, that landed at number 32. Some of the notables in this match was, of course, you had CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Kane, Rusev, Kofi Kingston, Kevin Nash, Roman Reigns, Sheamus, Miz. I can go on and on, man. So you had Cesaro back when he's Antonio Cesaro. Tuco, man. We got it down at number 32, and I know a lot of people are going to kind of be like,
Hey,
yes, and then you're going to have a couple people who are like, no. Um,
no.
like you and I said, man. My thing is with Del Rio, there was he really didn't do much in this match. Like he came in the match late, first of all, and then when he won, it didn't really feel like he earned anything. It just kind of felt like, okay, people are making a big deal about it, or WWE made a big deal because he won the Rumble, but nothing leading up to that or really after that. I mean, yeah, he had his moment in the sun at Mania, but I this it was okay. It was cool. It was different. Like, I liked Alberto. I just didn't care for him in this match. What are your thoughts, man? What kind of convinced you to settle with number 32 for Alberto Del Rio 2011 Men's Royal Rumble?
The fact that this was the 40-man Royal Rumble, this was the first time you were adding an extra 10 men to the Royal Rumble. And yes, you had some future stars in this match, but this was at a moment in time where uh, none of them were at the level of being like, oh my God, it's so freaking awesome that they're in this Royal Rumble. Like, I want them to win. It was more of just it was really mid cardy. It was just a really mid card. It, don't get me wrong, it had its names because it's the Royal Rumble. You got to have a few names, but when it came down to it to the end, I mean, Santino Marella and that's how did it end? Del Rio didn't realize Santino Marella was on the outside, and Santino Marella hit him with the Cobra and tried to throw him out, and it didn't backfire, and Del Rio won. Oh, that's it. That's how he won.
Yeah,
And like you
right.
said, he got in late, so it ain't like if Del Rio had started like at number 2 or like number 5, I'd have been like,
Right.
damn, he done went through the whole Rumble. He done went through all these. He went through an extra 10 but uh, 40-man Royal Rumble, I felt like it under delivered as far as the potential of who you can add, because it's like you had so many of the low mid card people in the match just to feel the match
Right.
of people getting eliminated. And it was and I get that to a degree. Like, you're gonna have that in the match, you'll have a few, but because you had an extra 10, it just felt like you really didn't really plan for it. Like, you wanted to do it, but you didn't really try to. Well, I won't say they didn't try. They might have reached out to some people. People might have told them no, but um, I felt like it bombed. I felt like it bombed.
All right. Next one up, man. 31. We got 1994. This one, we had the double win, man. We had the double winners. We had Lex
Mm,
Luger and we had
mm.
Bret Hart. A couple of noticeables in this one, man. Scott Steiner, Rick Steiner, Owen Hart, Bart Gunn, Diesel, Billy Gunn, Virgil, not Virgil, excuse me, Randy Savage, Jeff Jarrett, Bam Bam Bigelow. You can go on and on. Too cold, man. So Bret Hart, he already came into this match injured, leg was already bumped. When he and Lex Luger, when they were at the end there, those two, they were kind of getting into it, got tied up on the ropes. It was kind of reminiscent of what we seen, I believe, in '05 with Cena and Batista, where both men hit the floor. Too cold, man. I feel like Bret Hart shouldn't have been in this match anyway. We know with the bum leg, but here we are. We had him in there anyway. Lex Luger, like I said, went over the top rope with Bret Hart. So now you end up having two men, becoming for the first time ever, Rumble winners. What are your thoughts, man? How did you feel about that?
They should have fought it out. That's what happened. They should have they should have gave him, restarted the match. Y'all two, y'all the last two, finish it out, and you could have got a clear winner. Honestly, the whole setup kind of Lex Luger came in hot. Okay, he's the American
Yeah,
Express. Lex Luger. He comes in. He body slams Kozuna. He's got this. He's got this thing going. He's hot. He's hot in WWE right now. He's coming in. You put him in the Royal Rumble, and you understanding who Bret Hart is and what you were building. Because you got to think about this is '94. At this time, uh, you had a lot of guys who had left or were getting ready to leave. And WWE was getting stale. So it wasn't like this was a
yeah.
jaw dropping, So right now, Lex Luger being there, knowing like Lex Luger literally came from WCW. So it was like, oh shit, he was just in WCW. Now he's in WWE. And look at him, man. He's doing the damn thing. Not saying he was great, but it was working. It was working. The setup at WrestleMania was bad for me. I feel like if it was always meant for Bret Hart, then Lex Luger should have never been involved. He should have been involved in something else. Uh, but as far as the Royal Rumble goes, they should have won another extra few minutes. But again, you have noticeable names, guys that I grew up watching, Bam Bam Bigelow and others. But
Yes, sir.
uh, eh, 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 it was subpar. The ending
All
was
right, man.
the climax, I guess.
Speaking of, man, so in '99, we got 1999, man, the
Oh my
year that
god,
Mr.
man.
McMahon won. He came in at number 2. You had Stone Cold Steve Austin come in at number 3. You had Edge at number 5. You had, what I'm saying, the lethal weapon, Steve Blackman. He came in at number 7. And you had Gangrel, Road Dogg, Mabel, and so many more. But too cold, man. Vinnie Mac lasted 58 minutes. 56 minutes, excuse me, 38 seconds. He had one elimination. Stone Cold led the thing with 8. Vinnie Mac ended up apparently getting over on your boy, man, the Texas Rattlesnake. Too cold. Hey, you said WWE was getting stale, and then this one we had, the Mr. McMahon character who really made, his waves throughout, the Attitude Era, being that arrogant, evil asshole, right?
Mhm.
Hey, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Vinnie Mac, 99. Talk to me.
Okay, so by this time, of course, like you say, Attitude Era, the Austin era has taken over. Him and The Rock are putting on a great main event, or they're getting ready to put on great main event matches. Um, but the story was the boss and the subordinate. It was Austin versus McMahon. That was always the storyline ever since Austin delivered the first stunner to McMahon in the middle of the ring on a Raw. That right there started that feud, and Vince McMahon did not want Stone Cold Steve Austin being the face of his company. He already had beaten Shawn Michaels by this point and became champion, and was giving Vince hell. And then this is where we find out when we truly understood and knew that Vince wasn't just a commentator; he was the boss. And a lot of people didn't really
Yeah.
understood that. That Vince was the boss, and he's out here doing commentary. He's playing the character, so he was already in motion. And then of course we get the Royal
Which is
Rumble.
wild
Now,
when you think about it now.
man, right? But it was a different time. You can get away with a lot of stuff then. Uh, so now we get to '99. We get to the Royal Rumble, number 2, number 3. The Royal Rumble had people in it, but also got to be keep in mind it also didn't really have a lot of people in it because the card was I think the card for 99 was a pretty damn good card. Like, so you had Cactus Jack and you had Cactus. I believe you had Cactus Jack going up against Triple H in a steel cage match that year, or the Hell in a Cell or whatever. But they were putting on a brutal ass match, and the Royal Rumble, like you said, you had a few notable names, but it was really just the storyline was really built around them. Vince had the advantage the whole way. I mean, yeah, he got his ass whooped a little bit, but he had help to make sure that he would never get eliminated. And of course, Austin got screwed over, but it wasn't really nothing really great about it because they ended up stalling out a lot. Vince was crawling around on the side of the ring a lot because there were moments where he had to take a break, and Austin was getting his ass whooped or doing some stuff, but there were moments where he was taking a break. So you had others, but the main story to me was more about them. And uh, 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 somebody's got to be at the bottom. It is what it is.
All right, man. Next up, we got 29. We got the 2021 Women's Royal Rumble. We got Bianca Belair, who ended up picking up the victory with 4 eliminations. She lasted 56 minutes, 52 seconds. Too cold. Talk to me, man. What were your thoughts, man, as we was going here with these rankings? We're putting Bianca Belair at her 2021 Women's Royal Rumble at number 29.
I hated to put Bianca this low, but I don't. I didn't hate her winning. I liked her winning. The Royal Rumble, the match just didn't. It didn't have it, but also to be fair, um, but I couldn't give it a pass because of it. But it's like, but to be honest, by this time, we didn't. This is the fourth Women's Royal Rumble, so it it didn't feel different. It didn't really have a whole lot of shocking people in it. A lot of younger people, some of the you had pretty much who were there during the pandemic time. Okay,
Yeah,
and it was a lackluster Royal Rumble. You got some legends, but you didn't. It didn't really pick up for me until the end, and then even at the end, the whole thing on the ropes, uh, I could have did without it. I rather just seen Ripley and Belair go at it in the ring and do what they do. But yeah, no, for me, man, yeah, I didn't really dig this one. And comparing it to what happened in 2020, granted, 2020 was a little better than 21, but I I I went with this one. I wanted to be fair. I don't want to exclude the women. I want to make sure the women are involved as fairly as the men. So at number 29, the 21 Women's Royal Rumble. There it is.
too cold. As we wind down to the final four, must I say, man, the Wolstein Center looks packed. You're gonna shit yourself when you find out what starts off the night. But anyway, we see that in a second. All
I
right,
wouldn't
man.
be surprised.
Number 28. Number 28, man. We got the 91 Royal Rumble in which Mr. Say Your, say your vitamins. Eat your vitamins, say your
Say your
prayers.
vitamins and eat your prayers. That's what you're about to say. Say your vitamins and eat your prayers, kids.
Mr. Eat your vitamins and say your prayers. We the man with the 22-inch pythons. You know what I'm saying? Mr. All Americana himself. At least back then he was. That boy Terry Bollea, aka Hulk Hogan. Man, Hulk Hogan lasted 21 minutes. He had 7 eliminations. Too cold, man. In this match, you got Mr. Perfect, you got Animal, you got Crush, you got Duggan, you got Neidhart, you got Jimmy Snooker, Undertaker, you got Jake the Snake Roberts, man. You got Bushwhacker Butch, Greg Valentine, the Texas Tornado, Rick Martel, Paul Roma, and many more. Too cold, man. What was your thinking behind putting this match at number 27 with your boy, man, Hulk Hogan winning this thing?
Mm, it was mirror, man. Looking back on it, man, it wasn't exciting. It had a couple of names. Don't get wrong. Undertaker was just it's 91, so Undertaker had just kind of showed up. He was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
establishing himself. So you say his name, but you have to realize what he was back then at that time.
Right.
He was still, they were still trying to figure out. I mean, he was getting over, but they were still trying to get him over. So, and yeah, some of the names you had at 91, man. It was just you got tired of seeing the same characters. None of the people
Yeah.
in that Royal Rumble you felt had a chance to actually win. So, um, yeah, yeah, man. Hogan won again because obviously it was the right choice. Hogan. What else did they have? They didn't have anything else but Hogan. So it's like, yeah. I mean, you want to be honest? I probably could have put this a little lower. I had it lower, but then I moved it. But then I want to put it lower. But it is where it is, man. Yeah, but that was my reason. It was, it wasn't really about it.
All right, man. Next up at number 27, we got the women's 2019 Royal Rumble. The
Oh,
man
this all
Becky
you,
Lynch
brother.
ended up picking
This
up the
all you.
victory. The man
I
that
got
ended
the
the
first
all right.
one.
So
This one on you this time.
yeah, so I mean, so my thoughts, like I said, man, what I said, off the air was nostalgia wise, I felt like it was a hell of a moment. Like it was cool. First time ever, never been done. The women,
No,
this
this
is
is the second
what
time they did it in 2018.
excuse me, right. Second time done. And we're really coming off the cusp of, give Divas a chance, which I believe started 15. So now you're really starting to kind of see, okay, this is more than just a one-off, right? Now this is something
Right.
that's going to be a yearly event, annual event, like the men. Cool. My thing is, I mean, at the time, when you look at it, I mean, you had Lacey Evans, Natalia, Liv Morgan, you had Mickey James, Ember Moon, Nikki Cross, Charlotte, Naomi. You had some names in here, but the thing is, with me, I just felt like I don't know. I see. I hate to say, but no, fuck it, I'm gonna be honest. I felt like this match type was still so foreign to a lot of the competitors in it because it hasn't been something that's been done often. Now, the Royal Rumble, like I told him, man, like I told Tuco, it's not. It's never really been a pretty match, but I felt like there were just way too many botches not to notice. Lacey Evans had a ton of them. Now, granted, this is when Lacey Evans really first really came out, and she was kind of doing nothing up until this really anyway, besides walking up and down the fucking entrance ramp and going to the back. So I guess that's what happens when you don't really get too much time on TV, actually in the ring.
Or in
I
the
get
ring,
that.
right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Naomi, she had some cool spots. People wasn't really messing with Charlotte. Charlotte was kind of getting shoved down people's throats. I believe this is around the same time her and Sasha Banks, they was hot potato winning the championships back and forth. So it was just like, yeah, man, it I felt like Becky Lynch was a nice addition. I felt like Becky Lynch was the right person to win it. I just felt like circumstances kind of to me hindered this. Like I said, once again, it was cool to see the women. You had a lot of NXT women in this match as well, but I just felt like, man, it was a little too all over the place. Like I felt like nobody knew where they belonged in this match, and that's just really kind of how I felt about it.
Hey, man. Like I told you earlier, man. You said it so eloquently. I'm not gonna argue with you. All right, okay, no problem. No
Hey,
problem. Then you said that about this one and the next one coming up. So go ahead and hit that one off too.
oh man, all right. So so then next up, man. So we got the Royal Rumble 95. Now,
I told y'all we was
yeah,
gonna have something y'all was gonna be mad
yeah,
at. I knew it. I
yeah.
know it. I know it.
Flawless. I know if you're looking flawless, I know you're gonna be upset, but I must tell you, my brother, the heartbreak kid, the boyhood dream, Shawn Michaels. I get it. He's a sexy boy. He won. I understand that. He came in at number one. I respect that. But this shit was so mid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I mean, just because you shoot shine a turd don't mean it ain't shitty. It just means you shoot shine the turd. Now, Shawn Michaels, who else was they gonna have win this? I understand. Like, I'm not trying to downplay it, but I am. This match was fucking mid. People make a big deal out of it because it's Shawn Michaels, and I get that. But Tuco, my thing is this. I mean, really, do I give a fuck about Doink the Clown? Really? I mean, come on. Do a mentor, fucking Atom Bomb Crush? I don't really give a fuck. Bob Backlund, I mean, at one point in time, sure. This one, No, put something else in the chicken wing. You know what I'm saying? No, go find Colonel Sanders and bend his ass up. This ain't the mess for me, man. So I'm sorry, but I brought it up to to Two Code that we should put this at 26, and that's just where I'm at with it. Some people might feel like I'm smoking dope, and that is fine. I could promise you I'm
No,
not.
that's not fine. No, smoking dope is not fine, kids. Do not smoke dope, okay? Do not smoke dope. Say no to dope, okay? Say no to dope.
Hey, don't listen to Two
GOW
Code.
love the kids. Do not
Hey,
smoke
hey,
dope.
and because I love the kids, sharing is caring. Hey, what's the motto? Yes before no. Don't you go against the grain?
Shit. No, damn it. You dare to be different, all right? You dare to be different. That is
What's
what
that
you
boy named
do.
Smokey Bear?
Oh
He said,
man, oh no.
my boy,
It's like my man
my
says,
boy.
people think I'm smoking dope, and that's fine. No, it's not fine. That rolled too close together. We can't have that endorsement. We can't. No, we can't have
Hey,
that.
hey,
That was just too close. So for me, it was just too close.
is that another situation where I should put a dot instead of a comma?
I mean, yeah. You know what? People think I smoke dope. That's crazy because I don't. But whatever. Think what you want. You could-
Hey, but it's funny because when you break it down,
but this,
I'm like, oh shit, I guess I could have said it like that, huh?
my man says they gonna
I feel
smoking
like you,
dope, and that's
I feel like you
fine.
just corrected me on the English paper.
Oh
Oh
shit,
my god.
no. Oh no, I don't want no
Hey, I wasn't
misconstrues.
smoking dope, but I guarantee you half
No.
the people on this roster was.
Oh man, they were doing a lot more than just smoking it. But
Hey,
man, no, it just felt too close to me. That's all, man. My bad. It just felt too close as you let it roll off, man. I mean, you were ethically speaking to your speak, man, but it was just too close. That's all.
I apologize, man. I don't want people to think you associated with a dope fan. And they say you are the company you
Oh,
keep. Birds of a feather
oh
fly
shit.
together.
Oh, I don't flock with them feathers. I'll tell you that because those feathers don't fly. They fly, but they don't fly. All right, they think they fly, but they're really on the ground. All right, yeah, I don't mess with them. Not at all. But let's finish this off, man, because we're almost done, man. Because AEW's on, and we got to
Yes,
get
yes,
into
yes.
that, man. So
It is. It is.
go
And
ahead.
it's in our hometown, the great city of Cleveland,
Right,
Ohio,
man. So
even
we
though
gotta
nice
we
little
gotta get
Jacob
ready for
Freeman
that,
seems to
man.
think different. All
So
right, man. Look,
let's go
our
ahead and
last one.
let's finish this out.
Yeah. Last one for today, man. Last one for today. Number 25. 2014 Royal Rumble. This is the one where Dave Bautista made his return after being absent for 4 years. He came back, man. The crowd booed him out of the building. This is also the year, man, where the fans were red hot for Daniel Bryan. Never got him. We thought we were going to get him at number 30, and that's when poor little Ray brought his ass out and got booed to hell. And yeah, man, this match. First of all, this whole entire event was doomed from the start. You had a chance of CM Punk and Daniel Bryan all night long, and you had to have known. Soon as Batista's music hit, boo. But soon as number 30 hit and it wasn't Bryan, you knew that match was going to shit too cold. Number 25, 2014, Batista. Talk to the people, man. Why did you agree to have this at number 25?
Man, because looking at it, what actually happened, I can understand why Daniel Bryan wasn't in the Royal Rumble, but you could have put him in the Royal Rumble. Like I feel like that would have just like even if you wanted to still screw him out of it, it wasn't nothing from you to stopping you from doing that. You could have did that. I mean, you did that the next year, but that pissed people off even more. But again, this year he wasn't in it, and then for Ray, for anybody, and I'll say it like this: it was unfortunate for Ray, but if it was anybody who came out at that number 30, that wasn't Daniel Bryan. Like if it was CM Punk, if CM Punk hadn't came out, if he hadn't, I think he started the match. if he hadn't came out and started it, if he'd have came out at number 30, the crowd might have been cool with it. Cause like, okay, CM Punk, shit, all right. Cause right now it was like either him or Brian that people were looking at to like, yo, this is who we want to see as a champion. But this is when Vince was feeling his Roman Reigns Samoa roots and he was trying to get that dude over. And we all remember how that went down, and that played a part in what happened too, because he was in this match also. And yeah, Batista. I didn't have a problem with Batista being there. Like Batista being there was cool. Um, I think what really put the hate over was him winning. Him winning put the hate over because not only did we not get Daniel Bryan at number 30, but you won. And people were probably going to be, and this is probably the one time where people were really cheering for Roman Reigns because they wanted to see him beat Batista. They wanted to see him throw Batista
Yeah.
out. And
Yeah.
it didn't happen, and he ended up getting tossed out. And it was like, look at this bump. See, we with the one time we want to give you some belief, you get tossed out. And see, this is why we don't cheer for you. And I feel like
Yeah.
that. But other than that, to me, is that enough to say this was a great Royal Rumble? No, because again, there was so much that went wrong during it and in the middle of it that kind of just it was okay, but you gotta put these things somewhere. You got to call the best the best. You got to call the mid, and the worst the worst. So yeah, that's where we put this at number 25.
All right, number 25. All right, too cold, man. So we got 10 done today. We're gonna knock off some more tomorrow. But hey, look, man, as much as I love talking to you, I gotta talk to you again in about another hour and a half because we
For
got
sure, man.
AEW Dynamite. Oh no, excuse me.
Dynamite.
Not Dynamite. We
Yeah.
got
No, it is
AEW
dynamite. No,
Beach
it is
Break.
dynamite.
Beach Break.
Beach break. It's dynamite, but it's beach break, but it's dynamite.
Dynamite Beach Break. All right. Well, with that being said, man, hey, look, we got to get off here because we got to make sure we catch up because I keep seeing on Twitter this is a really good match. So until then, I'll see y'all when I see y'all. He'll see y'all when he see y'all. We'll see y'all in
Main
a
event
minute.
time.
Peace. Yes, Sirski.